Sound speed. Nah. Yeah. Okay. So you're going on a yap about.
I was?
Yeah, you were going on a yap earlier. About
a yap.
A yap.
That's not a term anyone uses.
Well, it's a term
John,
I'm gonna
this is
use.
America.
Okay.
So yap.
Yeah,
it's not something we say.
You're going on a yap about like something about being a pretentious PC elite douchebag.
I was
no. Yeah, and last I
no.
checked, I'm over here thinking to myself like, look, I know I'm not heavy on my PC, even though I should be.
You definitely should be.
Okay, hang on. Before you start giving me a full-on lecture, it's just that again, I lean toward console just because it's easier to manage and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, I get to hear from Maddie every time I come over. She's like, Chau, you got a PC, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I know.
See, my problem is that you have a great PC.
Oh, God.
And no, I'm serious. It's like you take it.
I'm not taking it for granted if that's where you're going to go. I'm not.
You are. It's sitting right there. And in like 5 years, Chau, it's going to be useless. So you need to go ahead and take advantage of every opportunity you can with that thing.
I'll get around to it when I'm not editing and working on whatever.
Play it on your PlayStation 4.
For the record, I've been using my this MacBook more often than not, working on
instead of your amazing PC.
Could you just give me a second and let me explain myself before you start shitting all over my face? Better yet, just stop. Hang on a second. Ever since I got into this whole real estate brouhaha and whatnot, I've been been a little bit on the go. It's not like I can bring my PC, and plug it in my. Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. Of course.
Oh my God.
A laptop is nice to have.
A laptop is more practical.
For some things.
My tower is just, I want to say it's a little smaller than yours.
It's a little smaller than that one, yeah.
But wider. It's just, come on, dude.
No, I understand what you're saying. I just, like, what else are you going to do on that besides, like, send emails and shit?
I do a little video editing work.
Can you? On that thing?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's an 8-core CPU.
Okay.
It gets the job done. I don't do anything crazy advanced on it. Okay. I just kind of lay out like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I export it out, send it myself, and I do the crazy shit on the big bad boy.
Okay. No, I believe you.
Yeah, believe me. Yeah, and then next time I come over, you're going to give me more shit. It's like, hey, when are you going to get on Apex? It's like...
I do want you to get on Apex on the PC.
Hey. Just so that you know, I think you'd be proud of me. I did download Apex last night.
Nice. That's very exciting.
Okay. So, please get off my nuts.
Okay. All right.
Jesus, man.
It makes me feel better. It makes me feel better.
Okay, so Stadia has been kicking off pretty hard on their promotions.
Google Stadia.
I was starting to think like why Stadia? You know what? Let me look up their name.
Yeah, Stadia, I don't know what Stadia means
or where it came from, because you know how some people come up with names and it's got to have some fancy meaning behind it, you know.
It represents the meaning of my life. Something like that.
Like no one gives a fuck.
It'll be like snorkeling turtle, and it's like, what? How does that?
What is it? Stadia define. Well, unfortunately, it picks up as stadium. Was it Latin for?
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
The surveying method. Okay.
Because Latin has different endings to words. Yeah. So us is a standard
for like maybe it's
us So there can be Stadia.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. So this is what Merriam-Webster, not Wikipedia.
Okay.
The Webster says definition for Stadia: a surveying method for determination of distance and difference of elevation by means of telescopic instrument,
not true.
Having two horizontal lines through which the marks on what the fuck?
That's definitely not. No, you need to look up the root word. Look up the root definition of stadium.
Root.
Right.
Okay, so Stadia.
Look up Latin root stadium.
Latin.
Just Google that.
Root stadium. Okay, let's see what we got. A foot race, an ancient measure of length. It's basically the same thing, only more concise. A foot race, an ancient measure of length. It's a measure of length. A race late. It's just a measurement.
That's weird.
It's stupid.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Why couldn't they just go with like, Google Gamer?
Right.
Google Gaming.
Right.
GG.
GG.
Yeah,
GG, bro.
You could have played off on that, but no,
that would have been good.
They missed it. They missed the mark, and I was because I just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't work for Google. It's not like I'm the one who came up with the name Google to begin with. It's now.
I don't like their name, and I don't like their logo, and I don't know. It all seems kind of.
I like their name. I just don't like Stadia.
Stadia.
You know, aside from the branding issue and whatnot.
Hi, you want to meet at Stadia?
What was it? The subscription fee is $9 a month.
There is a free version though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you get 1080p. I mean, but you don't get any free games that come with it as a package.
I think a lot of people would be fine with that.
You know, and then but you still have to pay the. Yeah, if you're not gonna like be streaming in high def like 4K.
Yeah, which a lot of people aren't right now. You know, like I could do that on my TV because I do have a 4K TV. But neither of my consoles are 4K. So when I do play over there, it's not in 4K.
That's true because I don't have a 4K TV and I don't have 4K.
That's what I'm saying. So I think a lot of people would be okay with the free version. But you're right, you wouldn't get the free games. So that is a little depressing.
I'm wondering if there's any kickback for Google when they distribute their the developers' game. I'm sure they do. It's just like Steam. They take a percentage.
I would think there would have to be. I've thought about that a lot. Like for PlayStation games and stuff when they do their free games and stuff. It's like, what do they get out of it? They must either, you're right, either how many people download it, maybe they get something off of it, or maybe they get just an upfront fee, like $10,000. Let us do your. I honestly, game for free,
I'm also thinking in my head like not everybody's ready for the full on streaming service.
Yeah,
at least at this scale.
Oh, I agree completely. In case anybody doesn't know, Google Stadia is a new streaming gaming
console
platform device service. It's not like the other gaming services where you would like have like a library like Netflix and you stream games and stuff. This is just streaming the actual game footage, and so you still have to buy the games.
Right, which is at for full service or for full cost, what, $60 once the game comes out. I mean, I know like with the $9.99 you get like what, Destiny, Assassin's Creed Odyssey for free.
I don't think you get Assassin's Creed.
No, they were saying like as for
maybe for the Founders Edition or something.
Founders Edition.
There's a Founders Edition, maybe for that.
No, because they were saying like I could have sworn I saw it like on the on the Stadia pricing is that you would get these one of these two games, if not both of them, for free.
Okay.
It could be like a promotional thing just to kind of get people on it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought the whole concept where the guy could pull the controller out, pop it into another device, and then after hitting pause and then continue on where he picked off was a cool concept. You know, you saw where he went from like a laptop or a tablet to a TV. Yeah.
Now I gotta be honest. I saw that same demonstration like a month before from a different company, and I was actually thinking about doing it. It was like, I forget, it was a monthly subscription, and you can do everything. Basically, they have a badass computer ready for you whenever you want to use it. So you could edit off of it, you could game off of it, and then you could switch from your phone to tablet to TV to computer. And it would just transfer over just like that. The dude literally did the same exact unplugging.
Do you remember what?
I will find the service and I will make sure I put it up right here on the screen, and I will make sure that I link it down at the bottom because I was actually thinking about doing that.
So you thinking like Google may have saw that and just wanted, since they had the infrastructure.
No, I'm sure Google has been doing it longer than this place has been around, and Google probably does it better than these people. Well, that's the only reason I didn't do it, because I also started thinking about, for editing purposes, how awesome would that be to have like the most amazing editing computer you could ever want. But then I was thinking, well, how would I get the files over there? You know what I mean? Like if I have 5 terabytes of footage, how would I get it to this computer that's not mine? Do I have to send it over, and is it going to take 5 days to transfer? And if it is, then it's fucking.
Well, cloud's always allowed a way to transfer data from one device to the next device.
Yeah, but this size,
why not?
Well, because how long it would take.
It all depends.
Transferring 5 terabytes of footage. Think about that. I don't care how fast your internet is. It's going to take a while.
Yeah, I get that. You just transfer it and you just go to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. So I wanted to do it because I figured it would save me time for a lot of the high end stuff that I do. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't think it would actually save any time.
So the only way to do that, and this will probably make more sense, if that while that data that you're recording would be automatically sent to the server as it's.
Now that would be cool. That would be cool.
I'm just saying.
Or maybe
it's just an idea. I'm not suggesting that that's what Google's going for. But
if you had like a pipeline enabled to where like when your shoot is done and you immediately upload it there, so the next day you can do it. You know, like if you were ready to do that,
right?
You know? But anyway, this service also offered gaming and stuff. You know, if you want to game at 4K at the most amazing settings and your computer can't handle it, you can take the shittiest laptop and game in 4K and everything like that.
Right, because
like,
everything's being computed over online on their servers, on their devices. You know, where you didn't have to worry about what kind of hardware or specs you had. I mean, I get the. I
turned that down because I was thinking to myself, I don't think that'll work. Just like I don't think Google Stadia is going to work. Like I know there's a lot of money in it. I know everybody's hyped about it, but I just don't see how it can physically happen if my data has to go to from my controller to across the U.S. render out over there and then transfer back. The latency. I mean, I just don't see how you can get around that.
It's not just you. It's everybody else that's pulling from their data centers as well.
True.
Because even our big competitors like PlayStation and Xbox, even just and their game developers, even when they had like some of the people that the first big mainstream case was Battlefield.
Okay.
When everybody was getting online and things were starting, you noticed rubber banding. It was a combination between net coding and server issues. And when Battlefield 1 came out, everybody was concerned is, are we gonna have run into the same issues? And the execs came out, was like, no, we've tested, it's gone through the quality controlled process. We're making sure that our servers, we have the right amount of servers that are in place. Like we got you covered. Google, at least the way I'm seeing what Stadia is going for, is a much bigger scale.
Yes.
All at one time.
Yes.
It's not. I'm not saying like all these other developers have gone big scale, but they were doing it like in increments. You're not just going full blast and just going at it. But then again, I mean, their market cap for Google is like in the billions of dollars. So it's like, all right, maybe you can pull it off. I'm not doubting them. You're a little bit more doubtful than I am. I'm just saying that.
I as much as I want to trust them, you can't get around the latency. You can't.
I don't even trust them with all the censoring bullshit.
What do you mean?
Well, aside, slightly off topic, their YouTube division and whatnot. Yeah. And here's the other concern is that, what kind of data they're going to be recording from gamers' activity. Because you remember the whole Xbox situation where they were saying that the little camera thing was spying on you because the NSA was coming in on it? What the fuck was up with that? Some little voyeurism action, like, ooh. You better turn that camera around.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's a great point, because we don't know what they're going to do with the data. We don't know what kind of transfer of data is going to happen in the first place. So I think you're right about that. That is something to think about. Are they recording your conversations if you're having voice chat?
I didn't even think about that.
Are they doing stuff like that? They could. I mean, the fucking, what's it called? The Alexa does it. Did you see that news story?
Yes, yeah.
Oh look, my computer went off. That's weird.
Yeah, like they were when Amazon said like, we don't record any of your data. Yeah. When it turned out like that wasn't the case.
Yeah, but they said they don't identify people when they transcribe these conversations and stuff they're having in the background. But it's like, to me, that doesn't even matter, because like imagine the conversation. Like imagine if you're like having sex and like, oh yeah, baby. There's somebody over there, sometimes, not always, but sometimes transcribing that conversation and saying, how can we do better with our voice recognition stuff? And they're reading, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. And it's like, whoa, that, yeah, I guess they didn't identify me. They didn't say Ian Scher said, slap me really hard. But still.
Whoa. Your complaint is crossed between angry and kinky. I'm not sure what's going on here.
I'm just saying, imagine the conversations they hear. And Google might do the same thing. I mean, why not?
Well, I mean, because like you would think, oh God, it makes so much more sense now that I'm thinking about it, because even like multiplayer online gaming, but they don't have mics. They don't have any kind of mics or any kind of communication. They didn't explain. I don't recall any of their exposition explaining like multi-playing, like how
that's a good point. Work. And because see that would be my biggest worry with it, is multiplayer gaming. But I don't think they're offering a lot of multiplayer gaming. There's like 1 or 2 multiplayer games that I'm aware of. So it's like I could see it in single player where latency is not an issue.
Yeah.
But multiplayer, like if you're playing Battlefield and you need it to be on point.
It better be snappy. Your
It better
ping
be
better
snappy.
be. Yeah,
it better be fucking on point.
Your ping better be up
and
there.
if it's not, it's gonna fail. And so that's my worry. If it's not that good, which it has to be, it's going to fail. You know, that's my opinion.
Because like multiplayer is another added value prop for like what are you gonna do about like and how we're gonna communicate, and then what are you gonna do with their data?
Yeah.
You know, it was bad enough that Xbox had to deal with the blunt force of like the market response when I think it was the NSA that was spying on their own customers.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was funny as shit. But this was like when they first launched the fourth gen console.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
way back when. This is way back when. You know, they speed it up. It's old news, obviously. Now we've got bigger problems. You know, and then but I started doing. I kind of did the math in my head, or just generally. So, okay, a console's lifetime cycle is over 7 years.
Roughly.
It
right? Changes, but yeah.
Right. And I started thinking about, okay, so $9 a month. You're spending roughly around $850 for a console. I mean, it's spread out. I get it. You can cancel your subscription, but if you stick to it and you're enjoying it, on top of the games that you were spending, I don't know, $850 is a huge loss in comparison to like if you pay for like a physical console such as your Xbox, your PlayStation, or your Nintendo. It's generally around $400 to $500 up front.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge significant.
I disagree there because
anybody in financing would slap you in the face.
No, anybody in finance would slap you in the face.
Why?
Because now both PlayStation and Xbox, or I should say Xbox and PlayStation, require you to have the subscription service to play online. Yes, they do. Absolutely, they do. With the advent of the PlayStation 4, they did.
There are games out there that don't require it. You can get around. It gets
Not
around
online.
Dreadnought's one of them. Apex is one of them.
Okay, maybe a couple.
No, there's
Maybe
quite a few. There's a lot.
Not quite a few.
There's a lot.
There's not. I promise there's not.
There's a lot.
The point is, there's not a single person that I'm aware of. There's not a single person I'm aware of.
If you go Apex, I can play online for free. So hey,
I don't believe you. First of all,
yeah, just download it, dude. You have the PlayStation 4.
But I also have PlayStation Plus because it's required with the PlayStation 4. With the PlayStation 3, I did not have the PlayStation Plus because it was not required.
It doesn't require it. There are games out there that don't require it.
It's possible there are some games that don't require it, but I remember specifically when this happened because I was pissed. See, I was a PlayStation guy, okay? And so when my Xbox guys would be like, "Oh, Xbox is so much better," I was like, "Yeah, at least I don't have to pay a monthly subscription, you fucking noob." You know, so I make fun
still
of
has
for
to
that.
pay it.
Yes, Xbox has had to have a monthly subscription since the 360. And so I always made fun of them for that. Then the PlayStation 4 came out and it had to do the same fucking thing. I was like, that's fucking lame. That I guess, but that's the new trend. You have to pay a monthly subscription if you want to play online. So having said that, Google Stadia over here is free unless you want to pay the $10 a month to do the free games.
What about
essentially
multiplayer?
It's the same fucking price you would pay for Xbox or PlayStation every month.
And the paid
and you also get the free games.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Except you're spending more on the console up front. That's the only difference.
If you go for the 7 hour, if you go for the full on 7 year life cycle, you're spending twice the amount that you would do on a console.
I don't think that's $10 a month. That's not true. Because now I'm paying $15 a month.
It's around $850.
Why are we paying $15 a month in Xbox, Masson? What was that? So they just came out with the Game Pass for the Xbox. So it combines the old Xbox Gold with the whole library of free games, basically. And you get to share the games with the PC. So and you can cross-platform a lot of them.
PlayStation's already doing that too, because they had to.
First of all, I doubt they are because
they're already doing it.
Microsoft owns Windows, which is why that whole compatibility thing works. Sony does not own Windows, so I doubt that's a thing.
No, so it's up to right now. What they've done is they've released they're allowing developers. So say like if a game
I do remember what you're talking about. I remember them getting mad because somebody modded it to do that,
right?
And then they actually released a thing where you could do that.
So now because of market pushback and so much pressure and so much, I was one of the guys like bitching at him about it too. You know, because I had my friends on Xbox, I had my friends on PC. So now they're allowing developers to like say, hey, okay, we're going to open up our platform, X, Y, and Z, because the whole game of the excuse, like, oh, we're trying to protect our customers. Like, no, you're not. We're not asking you to wipe my ass. We're not asking you to hold my hand across the street.
Yeah, I don't like when they use that.
Safety is an excuse.
We're trying to provide the best gaming experience. Like, no,
Bullshit.
You're not. No, you're not.
Let me define what the best gaming experience is like. It's just to play with my friends.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Let me do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
On top of that, man, Google Stadia. As much as I'd like to vouch for them. I don't know about the multiplayer experience.
I don't think it'll work. I really don't. Imagine you're playing a competitive online game, like a first-person shooter, and being a couple frames behind because you have to.
Oh man, an FPS, a couple of frames. Okay, for anybody who doesn't play FPS, like any FPS, a couple of frames is like
that changes things.
That's like a 0.001 second. Like if you're in a street race, it's like that 0.001 second that just makes all the difference.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Like you're about to get a headshot, but because you were 2 frames past, you were over here and you missed.
Yeah,
that's it.
Because
it's not gonna work.
Because here's the. I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying you're just gonna need a shit ton of data centers.
Yeah.
And then how much does it cost to even maintain that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure. I don't know, because
they can probably afford it.
Well, I mean, but to make back your money, because it took YouTube like what 6 years to make back their money.
To Xbox a long time too.
Yeah,
to make back their money.
Because even when the PlayStation 3 came out, it took them a long time to make back their money because they were losing. I think from what I last remember or read from one of those gaming outlets was saying like they were losing like $300-$400 per every unit.
When the original Xbox came out, they were not making any money. They didn't make any money on the console, as far as I'm aware. They made all their money off the games.
Right.
That was the thing.
And then in this case, and then here's the other thing that I'm curious because I know like Nintendo. I forgot who reported it. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation came out to push back against the Trump administration because of the tariff war between us and China. Now, all the consoles. A lot of their consoles, if not like I would say 100% of the parts are manufactured in China and then imported to us. Tariffs are now, being thrown at it, which is always passed on to the consumers. What does that mean? Does that give Google a leg up? And I think we had this argument like, is Google an actual console?
Right.
I kind of said no.
Yeah, and now I agree with you because I didn't realize what I was looking at. It does come with hardware, which I would consider a console.
Right.
But it's not actually a Google Stadia hardware. It's actually a Google Chromecast Ultra that just so happens to run Stadia.
So it's no different from the Chromecast, previous Chromecast. It's just...
Well, it's an Ultra, so I'm sure there's something special about it.
One says Ultra, the other one doesn't?
I'm sure it does some more things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... but it can also... See, I didn't realize this. It can also run in anything... Any device that can run a Chrome browser. So if you can have Chrome, you can run this. And even off of YouTube, which I thought was really cool. So like if somebody's playing a game on YouTube,
right,
and you like it and you want to play it, you can just press play. Or you can even start at where they're playing. You can share save points just by loading up. If you're watching them play, you can just hit load save point and it'll load up.
And even if
the
they
game.
manufacture it here in the U.S., where obviously costs will be a little higher than that would be in China. I mean, it's not like they're packing all this technology in a box like we're accustomed to seeing with the competitors, like with Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. So, I mean, I think they've got a head start. If they were smart, they would play their cards right, take advantage of it. I don't see myself buying it because the multiplayer features or the ecosystem's not quite there yet.
Yeah, see, now I'm interested. If let's just say you want to do the free version, right?
Yeah.
So do you actually need to buy the hardware, or can I just run it in Chrome? Like, do I not need any of the hardware?
You shouldn't
at all.
Okay, because all right, so Facebook has like its own little, I guess if you want to call it, gaming section. You're just playing games through the browsers. I played a few of those. It was a farming game. I know it's stupid. It's just stupid. I forgot what game it was. It was the farming. It's like a farm sim.
Yeah.
Not bad graphics. Obviously it's something like as if I was playing the Super Nintendo. But I'm just saying. It's pretty cool.
Right.
It's just awkward because in the back of your head that's a browser.
Right. Yeah.
That's a browser.
Right.
The one game that does really well in that's worked out pretty well. I mean, it doesn't necessarily run through a browser, but it almost feels like it is. And is World of Warships on PC.
What is that?
It's basically it's just a multiplayer for battleships, like
Okay.
World War II battleships.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's free.
Is it multiplayer?
Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah, and that's the one game I play a lot on PC. So get off my nuts. So fuck you, man.
It's like you know what? I'm gonna leave that one alone. You win that round. Cal.
Okay.
You win
like,
that round.
You get on that one, and then the ships. I know I'm getting off a little off topic. The ships do. I mean, it's really nice. Like the mechanics, how you have to like rotate the turrets. You kind of have to play your you have to play your timing right. You have to get your elevation right. I mean, but it's a good balance between, if you're in a battleship, you're obviously going to be a little slower versus if you're going to be in a destroyer, you're going to be able to move much quicker. So you're like in and out.
Right.
Aircraft carriers, you're going to be obviously slower. So again, you feel like if you're on a battleship, you feel like, man, it feels heavy, like it's like monstrous, like ready to do some
and how
damage.
are the graphics?
Beautiful,
Really
beautiful, and it feels. And then I guess when I first played it, it was popping through a browser.
Okay.
Almost, but then you can max it, go to full screen, and then it's just like, what the hell?
That's kind of cool.
And then you forget that it's a browser. Unlike the Facebook, it's just. It's not like you have a full screen option until you maximize the browser, but it's not like the toolbar is going away. It's just there and whatnot. As far as so here it is. Oh, okay, I found it. So $9.99 a month. The additional free games release regular. They do release free games regularly. So I want to say that's kind of. I don't know. Does Xbox release games regularly? So they are going to be competing directly against the
That's what
consoles.
I'm saying. It's like the same thing as the subscription service for consoles, except that the subscription service for consoles is required if you want to play online. Apparently not for some games, but that's basically so. I don't see it as any different. It's the same fucking price. And you can say, well, if you go for 13 months, it's not. It's the same price. It's literally, in fact, I'm paying more now for Xbox than that would be, So because I get more games, they're offering the premium basically. So I'm paying $15 a month on the Xbox.
And if you're in college, it may not make sense because you ain't got the speed.
Yeah. Oh, if you're anywhere. See, I was watching one review and somebody was talking about, and like, maybe if you travel a lot, and blah, blah. No, if you're traveling, you're not going to have that kind of speed.
If you're traveling, you better find a Wi-Fi.
That's what I'm saying.
But even Wi-Fi, I mean,
Wi-Fi in hotels is terrible. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
I've never found a good Wi-Fi in a hotel in my life.
Marriott does pretty
never
good.
Have to. Okay. Just do 35 good? I mean, come on.
Okay, all right. First and foremost, I did bring my PlayStation with me.
And you could actually game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Marriott did a pretty good job because I remember when my apartment burnt down. Not fully. Well, yeah, actually, a lot of it was gone, but managed to salvage my PlayStation. I was able to game my shit.
Okay. All
okay.
Right.
So pretty good. And it was on Wi-Fi.
Well,
Okay.
I've never seen good Wi-Fi in a hotel. That's all
Marriott
I'm saying.
does pretty good. I'm not promoting them. They're not sponsoring the show. Just so we're to full disclosure.
Sounds a little bit like
I'm just saying,
paid
hey,
under the
Marriott did
table
pretty good.
You get paid under the table.
No. I'm just like, I would have fully disclosed that to you before we even started. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, they actually do pretty good. At least for the Marriott DFW airport.
Okay.
Okay.
DFW airport.
Yeah,
I would remember that.
But even then, like, I know, like, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, outside of any other hotels, I don't know anybody that does pretty good. I mean, because even then, like when you're trying to like stream YouTube videos at high definition,
yeah, I have problems with that.
You get that little load.
Yeah.
Load.
Get on Wi-Fi. I am on Wi-Fi. It's that bad.
Could you refresh that? How about hit pause? Let's let it like buffer out. It's like, oh my god.
And you can't have. And honestly, probably the main reason for that is how many people is on the Wi-Fi at a time. You can't.
Ooh, yeah.
You can't have 300 rooms on Wi-Fi at the same time. It's just gonna go.
Well, you can.
Slow.
It's just gonna throw everybody off.
Yeah, it's just gonna be super slow. That's the way. It's the way routers work.
Even airport. Even airport.
Yeah, airport internet is so bad. Oh my god, it is so bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only way to use Google Stadia, in my opinion, is to know you're gonna be in a good place with good internet. That's the only. So home. Basically,
yeah,
it's the way you can guarantee.
It's like 50 megabytes. No. What was it? 20 megabytes will get you at 1080.
Regular. Yeah.
If not, it'll default to 720. Not that you would want 720, because I think at the markets at this point where your eyes are trained to be able to significantly tell the difference.
Yeah, not my Xbox buddies.
Yeah.
So
what's wrong with your Xbox buddies?
Well, so I had an argument with them one time because they were talking about.
You're getting an argument with everybody.
Well, they were talking about just how great it looked and everything, like specific games, and I was just like, that game's running at 720. They're like, no, it's not. This is a 1080 console. It can actually run 4K. I was like, it's running at 720.
Wait, how do you go from 720 to 4K out of the blue? Oh, but I'm running at 1080. You just upscaled it because you said so?
So
I'm confused.
So
what?
What you realize when you start buying games and stuff, you have to look at the back of the games, and it'll tell you what it's going to run at on the console. And most of the games for Xbox, the Xbox One, run at 720. They really do. It says it on the back of the game. You can look it up.
Xbox One?
The Xbox One.
Like all their games, or at least most of the games? Like none of the games?
I would say most of the games. Most of the games run at like 720. The PlayStation, PlayStation 4, most of them run at 1080. But so when they start saying that they can do 4K, it's not really. No, you can't. And maybe you can on one game that sucks, like Minecraft. But let's calm down on you support 4K. You know, that's you can't even run 1080. Like, let's calm down.
It wasn't. It was just like when you can see like the cross hatching of the pixels, like
right.
Especially when they were doing testing with I think it was one of Ubisoft's games, like Ghost Recon games, where they pause it and they saw like little blocks of just like patterns.
Yeah, and that makes sense because that's how they're rendering it out to fake 4K. But and now
it was just upscaled bullshit.
Now the new consoles, they're talking about they can do 8K. I'm like, fuck you! You can't even do 4K. You can barely do 1080. It took you to the Xbox One X to do 1080. Let's calm down. You can do 8K on the next one. Fuck you! It's just a lie. That's a lie. That's a straight up lie. And like I can prove it. Play Apex on that, then go over to PlayStation and play Apex, and you'll be like, this looks like shit. And I'm like, yeah, because it's playing at 720. It probably looks like 720. I don't know if it is. It might be a mix. It might be adaptive too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of games that adapt resolutions based on what's happening.
Nah, that's a two-party thing. It's like it's on the developers to make sure you optimize it for that, because like I know like when you're on the PlayStation Premium. What's it? Is it the premium?
The Pro?
Pro, thank you.
PlayStation Pro. Yeah,
PlayStation Pro.
I hear the PlayStation Pro is good. Haven't used it yet.
Yeah, like they've had to like re-optimize a lot of their games to meet the pro specs. I'm a little disappointed with the Scorpio now that you kind of laid it out to me. I was under the impression it was full on.
I mean, they're both like that, but the Scorpio is worse. Well, okay, it's a better console, but it's worse on the games that support 4K, which it is. PlayStation at least did this nice thing where they had like, I forget how many games, it was at least a handful when they came out with the Pro that natively supported 4K. Tomb Raider was one of them.
Right.
I don't remember the rest, but when the Xbox Scorpio came out, I don't know of a single title. I mean, maybe you can Google it, but I'm pretty sure there's like none that natively support that 4K.
Well, in any
that's
case,
fucking stupid. But you're right; it is up to the developer, really.
Yeah. In any case, I was right about the additional free games upon like your first subscription is Destiny 2, the collection, but that's all they list. Nothing else.
Yes,
so
that's
you
what
don't
I
get
said.
a choice.
Destiny 2. So I was right.
No, but I said Destiny.
First you said. What game did you say? You said
I know there's another game. No, I said Destiny.
No, you said Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, because I was under the impression because they were doing demoing the Assassin's Creed thing.
And I was like, I don't think it has Assassin's Creed, bro.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. No, Destiny 2. Destiny's not even that good of a game, anyways. God, I'm gonna get a lot of hate from Destiny.
Destiny is multiplayer, so if it comes with it free, it'd be nice to test it out and see how it works. Do you have to have the subscription to get that?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I played it. It's just a loot box grind game for no apparent reason.
Well, I've actually enjoyed it.
I don't care for it.
Great. It's not great. I would rather play Apex all day.
Oh yeah, I would too.
But I could say that almost about any game at this point.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to wrap it up at that point because we were out of time. Can you go woo-saw that a little bit? I told you this was gonna get intense.
Got a little heated.
I knew this was gonna get intense. He goes, I'm not intense, blah, blah, blah.
I did say that.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to get intense.
I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's like,
and then,
here we go. Guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with us in this conversation. If you haven't subscribed already yet, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon for updates. And guys, my name's Chau, checking out.
I'm Ian. Good day.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot, guys.